Hello, my dear student. Welcome to Department of Zoology, Sri Mulika Devi Mahavidyalaya, Nighoj, Taluka Parne, District Ahmednagar. In yesterday's video lecture, we are discussed a very important point in paramecia, that is sexual reproduction, called as conjugation. In that, we are take all the information. What is conjugation? Which type of the factors affecting to the conjugation, process of conjugation, and lastly, we are take the information on the significance of conjugation. Now today, I will start the last topic of this chapter named as economic importance of protozoa. So let us start to study the today's topic, that is economic importance of protozoa. First point of today's lecture, the protozoans are a cellular microscopic organism which are found in all the ecological habits. They live in water, in moist soil, in air, even as a parasite of different living organisms and plants also. There are many protozoans which are beneficial to man in various ways, but large number of protozoans are harmful to man. They causes a serious disease to the man and domestic animals. So it is very important to study the economic importance of protozoans. In that first point, useful protozoa or useful protozoans. Many protozoa are great economic importance to the man and animals. Considering their uses, the protozoans are classified into following ways. For example, protozoans as a food. Protozoans as a food. In that first point, म्हणजेच काय प्रोटोझोन्स ॲज अ फूड. प्रोटोझोन्सचा फूड म्हणून देखील उपयोग किंवा यूज होऊ शकतो, त्याबद्दलची माहिती आपल्याला या ठिकाणी पाहिजे. ठीक आहे. प्रोटोझोन्स ॲज अ फूड. Protozoa floating on a planktons of sea provide directly or indirectly to the source of food supplied to the man, fish, and other animals. म्हणजेच काय, this is the group of organism is a play an important role in food chains directly or indirectly. For example, they form one first link in the numerous complicated food chains. This is very important. Numerous, uncountable astat te. Then they show very complicated food chains that exist in ocean of the world. म्हणजेच काय, जरी protozoans are not useful for the human being as a food material directly, but they play a very important role in a different types of food chains, and these food chains are connected to the man, are connected to the human being, such as a young fish. A young fish feed the aquatic larva, small crustacean, then aquatic worms, and these all the living forms. Which one? Aquatic larva, then crustaceans, then worms are the depend on for the purpose of this group of animals, that is they are used the protozoans as food materials. I hope you are understand what is the connectivity between the protozoans and human being. The young fish feed the aquatic larva, small crustacean, another worms, and these all the organisms are feed the protozoans as a food material. Finally, the man, human being, feed the fish. So it is a indirectly connected to with the man. The protozoans directly from the food of fish and other animals, so it will be directly connected to the man also. Next point, helpful in sanitization. In that first point, the biological importance of protozoans help indirectly, this is very important, indirectly purification of water by feeding on purifying bacteria in various water body. You know, the bacteria, these are protozoans, are the main group of the aquatic animals, and these protozoans are feed the other small bacteria and other small microorganisms present in the water body that will be directly affected for the purification of water body. समझ में आ रहा है क्या आपको कि बाबा पाण्यामध्ये प्रोटोझोन्स असल्याने आपल्याला काय फायदा होतोय तर ते प्युरिफाईड करतात वॉटर. ठीक आहे, लक्षात आलंय? The protozoans play a very important role in sanitary, then betterment, improvement of water, and this process is helpful. This is very important. Is helpful to keeping the water safe for drinking purpose to the all the living organisms. If the protozoans is absent in particular water body, this water body contaminated n number of bacteria, n number of small microorganisms, and these bacteria and small microorganisms are hazardous to the other living organism because they contaminated to the water body. If you want to purify the water, that time protozoans are very important. ठीक है, लक्षात आलंय? Next one, that is symbiotic protozoa. Symbiotic protozoa means some protozoans are found in symbiotic relationship with other organism. Symbiotic relationship means both are benefited. म्हणजे काय, दोन्ही पण होस्ट आणि त्याच्यावरती जगणारा तो जो काही पॅरासाइट आहे त्या दोघांनाही बेनिफिट्स होतं. बेनिफिशियल टू द बोथ द पार्टनर्स. इथे मी टाकलेलं आहे बेनिफिटेड टू द बोथ द पार्टनर्स. विथ अदर ऑर्गॅनिझम they make association with the beneficial to the other organism. That is called as symbiotic protozoa. The two parents became dependent on each other. For example, दोन partners are they make association for the living purpose, and if by chance their separation is done inside the environment, their result is death of both the partners. म्हणजेच काय, जर सिम्बायोटिक प्रोटोझोआ नसेल तर तुमचा लिव्हिंग ऑर्गॅनिझम देखील जगत नाही. Several intestinal protozoans like flagellates of the termites and wood riches are the extreme vital for the various type of the host. They play a role as a symbiotic protozoans. Okay, then next another is very good example, that is soluble glycogen. These are the very important. If you want to digest the cellulose into the soluble glycogen, that time this type of the protozoans are helpful to digest the cellulose for the with the help of this symbiotic relationship. म्हणजेच काय, काही प्रोटोझोन्स त्या ऑर्गॅनिझमच्या डायजेस्टिव्ह ट्रॅक्ट्स मध्ये असतात आणि तो फॉर एक्झाम्पल टर्माइट्स, वूड रिचेस आर फीड द वूड and this wood is not digested by the particular organism. That time these symbiotic protozoans help to digest these cellulose and they perform or they continue the symbiotic relationship. ठीक, इथपर्यंत लक्षात आलंय. नेक्स्ट वन दॅट इज फॉसिल प्रोटोजोआ और ऑसेनिक ओझा. फॉसिल प्रोटोजोआ thin skeleton or formidolide or radionorilla hylozoa sink into the sea bottom forming the soft mud or ocean zones. This tiny skeleton made of silica, calcium, carbonate, and over the years they deposited on the floor of the oceans, become solid and fossilized and converted into some important sedimentary rock. This one is very important, very necessary for the study of some living organism present in the ocean. This one very helpful for the making such type of the fossil, because these protozoans are helpful to converting as a sedimentary rocks. हे त्याच्यामध्ये कन्वर्ट करण्यासाठी थोडासा इम्पॉर्टंट रोल प्ले करतो, जेणेकरून आपल्याला आजचे जे फॉसिल्स भेटतात ते यांच्या ऍक्टिव्हिटीमुळेच आपल्याला ऑब्झर्व होतात, असं दिसून येतं आपल्याला. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, प्रोटोझोन्स इन स्टडी. आता आपण काय करतोय, प्रोटोझोनचा स्टडी करतोय, बरोबर. आता त्या प्रोटोझोन्सचा स्टडी करण्यासाठी किंवा प्रोटोझोन्सचा स्टडी करताना काय काय यूज होऊ शकतो ते एक पाहिजे. देयर आर स्टडीड इन द लॅबोरेटरी फॉर द डिफरंट ऍप्लिकेशन्स. फॉर एक्झाम्पल biological principle. If you want to study the digestive, that is nutrition of पॅरामिशियम, त्याचं न्यूट्रिशन कसं केलं जातं तो करतो, किंवा तो कशा पद्धतीने परफॉर्म करतो, त्याचं न्यूट्रिशन कशा पद्धतीने सायक्लोसिस होती, याचा स्टडी करून आपल्याला थोड्याफार प्रमाणामध्ये ह्युमन बिंगचा देखील त्याच्याशी को रिलेशन करता येतं, किंवा त्याचा एक पॅटर्न, एक त्याचा स्टडी करून आपल्याला त्याचा अंदाज बांधता येतो. ड्यू टू देअर मायन्यूट साइज अँड क्विक रिप्रोडक्शन, दिस इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. यू कॅन स्टडी द जेनेटिक हेरिडिटी अँड व्हेरिएशन. आता आपल्याला लक्षात येतं की जेनेटिक हेरिडिटी अँड व्हेरिएशन इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट इन ह्युमन बिंग. इफ यू वॉन्ट टू स्टडी द सच टाइप ऑफ द टॉपिक, that time you can use the small size protozoa or you can study their reproductive patterns. For example, in paramecium, binary fusion. What is binary fusion? What is conjugation? Then what is micronucleus? What is macronucleus? This type of the study is very important for the human being, and this will be only happen you can using the such type of the protozoans. For example, if you want to study the some metazoans, that time you are understand this will be very helpful to beginning of the organic matter and evolution origin of the lives. जर ह्या मेटाझोन्सचा आपण स्टडी केला तर आपल्याला थोड्याफार प्रमाणामध्ये ओरिजिन किंवा इव्होल्युशन कशा पद्धतीने झालेलं आहे लाईफचं त्याचा देखील स्टडी या ठिकाणी आपल्याला करता येतो by using different types of protozoans. Then next one that is very important, if you want to study the some physiological process happen inside the cell, that time you can use the number of protozoa for the study purpose to study the all the process of this happen in the protozoan cell, and this will be useful for the future study related to the human being. ठीक है. Next point, due to some technical error, I want to stop here because time limitation. So we are stop on here. Remaining parts is discussing another lecture.